A solid strength routine can do wonders for you staying healthy and improving your performance when it comes to racing. So today we're gonna go through three things. First, we wanna go through how to build a fundamental program designed for distance runners. Second, we're gonna go through how to make all of this happen at home. And third, we're gonna go through how do you grow a running gym over time so you've got all the equipment that you're ever gonna need. There's a few key principles we should think about when we're starting to design our program. The first is that we're gonna need to incorporate progressive overload. Just like we do in training, we're gonna make sure that the things that we do are progressively getting more challenging over time because our body adapts. Second, we have to incorporate this with running. Ideally, we're gonna start a program like this in our off season when you can work through a little bit more soreness, and then slowly we're gonna come down as we get towards the competitive season. Ideally, we're gonna make sure that we're lifting on our easy days or on days where we're not gonna be sore and affect our workouts or our long run. And above all else, we have to make sure that this is efficient. When we design these programs, we want to make sure that we're remembering our fundamental movement patterns. We want to make sure that we're including a hinge where we move from our hips, that we include a squat where we're moving from our knees, a loaded carry, and then something for our upper body, ideally where we're going to be focusing on being tall. If you've got an extra 40 bucks around, I think you can start a good lifting routine. All you're gonna need is a looped band and a straight band. You can find links to my favorite bands at the link in the description. With just your body weight and these two pieces of equipment, you can start a solid program. We can start with lateral toe taps with a band, continuous step-ups using a step that you have at your house, a bridge with a straight leg raise, a single leg calf raise, and resisted W marching. We're getting you on one leg, we're loading the areas that have to work a lot when you run, we're remembering those fundamental movement patterns, and we're being quick and efficient. During the pandemic, my buddy Chris Johnson and I put together a whole program called the Cinderblock Series, where you got this basic strength training plan with just a cinder block. You can find a link to that program in the description. And you can run with a program like that for a few years, but you also might get bored. So that's when we need to start to add a little bit of external resistance. I think the best place to start with that is to start with dumbbells and kettlebells. These can be a bit pricier of an investment, but if you buy a set of dumbbells or kettlebells, you're likely not gonna have to replace them in your lifetime. My dumbbells and kettlebells have gotten a ton of use with clients and patients over the years, and they are still working just like new. A set of 5 to 50 dumbbells is a great place to start, but it's gonna run you about $800 if you check over on Rogue right now. So if you don't have the kind of cash to do that, we could start with just some kettlebells. If you buy a kettlebell that's challenging for you to goblet squat for 10 repetitions, that's probably gonna be moderately challenging for you to deadlift, moderately challenging for you to press overhead, and then can be used as a step for calf raises. I think it's really helpful to just keep your sets and reps the same. 3 sets of 8 to 10 tends to do wonders, and just make sure that you're increasing the weight as it gets easier. So the next step is gonna be to add in barbells, bumper plates, and maybe a squat stand into your home gym. As runners get stronger with dumbbells and kettlebells, their grip strength tends to be the limiting factor, and so we need to figure out other ways to progress more resistance onto these movements. With this type of equipment, you can find good deals online for used equipment, and so definitely be looking around to seeing if you can pick up some equipment from garage sales or auctions online, Facebook Marketplace, whatever it is. But progressing to a barbell and some bumper plates can be great because we can really start to load things like split squats, barbell RDLs. We can start to get into barbell pull-ups. And if you want to invest even more, you can pick up a trap bar for about 150 bucks on Amazon and really start to progress your deadlifts and your carries. Start with that simple program where it's just 2 bands and then slowly accrue those materials over time. But I'll tell you, this type of equipment tends to last forever. And if you can store it in some place where you live, it's gonna make it a whole lot easier for you to stick with the program and see the results that you're looking for. And if you're interested in a high performance strength plan, make sure to check out another program by my buddy Chris and I called Running on Resistance. It's got loads of 12-week programs that incorporate all of this equipment, and again, you can find a link to it in the description below. Running and lifting have a lot of commonalities. It's gonna take time for you to see improvements, and you wanna stay in this for a long time. Having some equipment that's easy for you to access with a fundamental program can be so helpful in making sure you stick to this type of program. Make it easy on yourself and have some fun. If you have any questions, make sure you drop me a comment below.